Most people think they book a cruise for the food, or the fun, or the ports, or just an escape. But here's the truth that nobody talks about. You're actually booking access to a state of mind that modern life has almost completely stolen from you. A mental reset so powerful, it's scientifically proven to lower stress, to quiet anxiety, and boost emotional clarity, all created by nothing more than water. It's called Blue Mind, and if you've ever stared at the ocean and felt your shoulders drop 2 inches, well, you've already experienced it. As someone who's taken countless solo cruises and who uses them as a form of therapy myself, and really I seek out so much clarity and emotional recharge by taking these cruises, I can tell you with full confidence that the science behind Blue Mind, well, it perfectly explains why so many travelers return home calmer, happier, and just more grounded. And if you're a solo cruiser, you feel it even more deeply because you're not sharing mental space with anyone else. I am the solo cruiser Wade Heath, and if you feel like my reporting and perspective bring you any sort of value, I would encourage you to subscribe to the channel and ensure that like button is firmly pressed. For topics just like these, along with tips, stories, and mindset tools with some inspiration in between, I would encourage you to get your hands on my new ebook, 500 Reasons to Solo. Learn more at the link in the description. Let's kick things off with what Blue Mind actually is. Blue Mind is a term created by marine biologist Dr. Wallace Nichols to describe the calm, meditative, emotionally restored mental state that humans experience when they're near, on, or in water. Think reduced anxiety, lowered stress hormones, improved focus, a deeper sense of presence, emotional clarity that feels like someone just opened a window in your brain. Your body recognizes water as safe, soothing, and ancient. Your mind stops bracing for impact, and suddenly you're breathing again. If you've followed along in this psychology series on solo cruising, you've probably noticed that running theme. You breathe again. I've even said it in sort of commentary on my own experience. I feel like once I'm out to sea, I breathe again. Well, apparently there's a scientific reason for that with the Blue Mind theory. Moving on, why the ocean triggers Blue Mind instantly. Water works like nature's noise-canceling headphones, and here's why. The color blue literally calms your brain. Your nervous system is hardwired to relax around cool tones, blue, teal, aqua, which mimics open sky and open water, evolutionary symbols of abundance and safety. The rhythm of waves resets your nervous system. Your brain, well, it loves patterns, doesn't it? It's why the sound of waves feel like someone slowly ironing out your stress. And the horizon line gives your brain a visual exhale. On land, your eyes process clutter and movement and traffic and screens and people and noise. But at sea, you look out and you see one clean, simple line. Your brain calls it a gift. And being surrounded by blue is quite grounding, believe it or not. It's a signal that you're away, safe, you're held, and outside your normal stress environment. Which brings us to why cruise ships amplify the Blue Mind effect, especially for solo travelers. A cruise ship isn't just near water. You're wrapped in it, 360 degrees, 24/7, whether you notice it or not. And here's what makes it even more powerful on a cruise. The ocean becomes your background music. Waves, wind, gentle movement, all of it works like a subconscious lullaby. Every outdoor deck is a Blue Mind zone. Walking the track, the Serenity deck, water's edge, your balcony, an adult solarium, the promenade deck, Every one of these spaces, it is designed to keep you visually connected to water. You're unplugged from your usual life, so notifications, they shrink. Obligations vanish. You're unreachable in the best way. And your nervous system finally gets a break. Enough said on that. I always find it fascinating if you meet a captain of a cruise ship at sea. I don't know if it's just me. I think a lot of people can identify with this. That has to be one of the most stressful jobs ever, you would think, right? They all seem so at ease. They all seem so light and lively and kind and just very at peace. I've never met a high-strung, irritated, agitated, angry captain. Like, I've never seen that. I'm sure they exist somewhere. I've just never come across them on any lines I've ever been on. They all just seem like they're having a wonderful time and they're all at peace and everybody's comfortable, which I have to admit, that's something I want to see in my cruise captain. I want to make darn sure that they are confident and feeling very collected, right? Very together with themselves and all things safety and understanding that they are holding this ship together themselves. They are the glue. And so I noticed that about a lot of the officer staff. I noticed that about every captain I've ever come across, that they all seem to just be very much at peace. And I think it's because they spend so much time in Blue Mind. Next up, the real cruise moments where Blue Mind comes alive. Think about it. The balcony coffee moment, right? It's early morning. You step onto your balcony. You hear nothing but wind and waves and the soft hum of the ship. You take a sip of that coffee. Your body loosens. Your breathing deepens. Suddenly life feels simple again. Or maybe you're walking the promenade deck alone. You circle the back as the sun rises or sets, barefoot or in sandals. Your footsteps sync with the ship's gentle movement. You look out, and the horizon feels endless. It feels calming and full of possibility. This is mindfulness without even trying. Maybe you're watching the wake at the back of the ship. If the ocean had a screensaver, well, this would probably be it, right? The hypnotic churn, the white foam, the deep blue water, swirling patterns, it just puts you in sort of a trance. 10 minutes pass without you noticing. You're meditating without the app. Sea days that slow down time. You recline by the pool or on a lounger with no schedule. The waves, they fill your ears. Your heart rate slows. Your brain, normally a buzzing beehive, goes quiet. This is the kind of rest people spend thousands on therapy retreats to find. And one of the main reasons why I love me a cruise with a lot of sea days. And how about a late night deck stroll? It's dark. It might be warm, especially if you're in the Caribbean. The ship is quiet. You hear the water slapping gently against the hull. The sky is full of stars. No noise, no pressure, no expectations. Just you, the sea, and pure mental stillness. And finally, how Blue Mind follows you home. Most travelers say the same thing after a cruise. I feel different. I feel lighter. I feel calmer. I feel more myself. That is Blue Mind residue. You might notice your patience lasts longer. Your thoughts feel less heavy. Your stress doesn't hit as hard. Your creativity spikes. Decisions feel easier. And you're more present with people. It's the ocean's afterglow. And solo travelers keep even more of it because there was no emotional noise on their trip. You know, Blue Mind isn't just a concept. It's a form of therapy. Therapy you probably didn't know you were getting. One the world doesn't advertise enough, and one that cruise ships accidentally perfected. If you're a solo cruiser, you already know the truth. When you're at sea, something in you settles. Something in you softens even. Something in you comes back to life. And that's something, it isn't random. It's your nervous system remembering how peace feels. Your life may feel rushed. It may feel stressed, it can even feel loud at times or stretched super thin. But the ocean doesn't care. The ocean welcomes you exactly as you are. It doesn't ask for anything. It doesn't judge. It doesn't overwhelm. It simply surrounds you with the most ancient form of calm on the planet. You don't go on a cruise to escape life. You go to remember what life feels like without constant pressure. Next time you step on board, take a moment, just one, to breathe deeply. Look out at the water and let the blue mind wash over you. Because at sea, peace isn't something you search for. It's something you float into. And now, having heard a little bit of the science behind it, I am interested to know if you have felt the calm, meditative, emotionally restored mental state known as blue mind yourself. It was so fascinating as I was researching for this video and coming across this whole concept, this whole theory. I thought, there's actually terms that apply to how I have felt out there on my own cruises, and especially on sea days. I'm connecting the dots here. There's labels for these things that I've experienced. I'm interested to hear if you feel like you've been impacted by the blue mind mental state as well. Let me know down in the comments. And if you enjoyed this topic, boy, do I have more for you where that came from in my brand new ebook, 500 Reasons to Solo. It's packed with tips, stories, mindset tools that help guide solo cruisers to overcome anxiety, really maximize your vacation time, and embrace your most confident voyage yet. If you want to learn more, check out that link down in the description. And before you head out, embarkation day can be one of the most stressful, chaotic days possible, especially if you are going into a cruise port or a region that you've never been to before. I want to share with you some very helpful strategies, some great tips that I think will benefit you on your next embarkation day. That video is there on the right. And for other solo cruise tips and tricks, check out that video on the left. I'm the solo cruiser, Wade Heath. I will see you next time.